और कितना बाकी है आपकी परिक्रमा?
11 एरिया सब।
कहाँ से चालू की थी?
दान घाटी।
Completed half.
And where are their husbands?
आपके पति हैं?
पीछे।
Because they are not so strong?
हैं जो कल टाइम लगा।
अब जान रही बोल रहा तुम बोल रही काढ़ा लगा काढ़ा।
They were eating like.
You want to get something?
मेरे भाई की मेरे देवर बेडरूम की नौकरी लग जाए या मन में तो नौकरी लग जाए, लड़की की लग जाए, मनोकामना यही है, छोटे नौकरी लग जाए, बच्चन
Do they want anything spiritual?
और कोई धार्मिक इच्छा नहीं है आपकी?
और धार्मिक है हमारा पति सही रहे, हमारी ऊपर पास हो जाए, उनसे पहले हम उधर जाए।
मेरी भी बेटी के एक बेटा नहीं था, इसलिए मैंने बोला था कि उनको बेटा हो जाएगा तो मैं लगाऊंगी धन्यवाद।
I've been here many times. Since 1975 I've been coming regularly, and in the last 11 or 12 years I've come to this ashram for 1 month. I leave behind everything else just for the dedicated practice of walking around Govardhan Hill each day. If it gets too strenuous, we'll take a day or two off. This morning we left the ashram at 5:30 a.m., 4 of us, out the gate and onto the path around Govardhan. We started in the dark and it was very beautiful. As the sun rises, the hill turns pink and then purple. And then you can see everything come to life as the light comes up. We went around quite quickly today. We took 3 hours and 27 minutes to circumambulate the entire hill.
Someone might say, how can you enjoy the experience by rushing so much?
Yes, they might say that, but when you go quickly, you lock into the physical exercise. The pendulums of your legs are moving back and forth, and actually it's a kind of yoga. Your breath becomes regulated, and then your mind becomes suspended. We chant on our beads, uttering the mantra, the names of God under one's breath over and over again is called japa.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna. Do you make a wish or a prayer before starting or while walking?
Yes, this is quite common. I personally make a prayer that I can purify my heart so that I can do good for others.
Westerners in large numbers are taking to the path of devotion to Lord Krishna. Definitely does have an impact on Indians who are surprised to see them. And many times they feel awkward that these foreigners know more about their devotional culture than they do themselves.
Maybe the consciousness of the world has grown higher, it's evolved. That's the reason why more and more people are attracted to Krishna's land.
In the 1960s, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada came from living here in Vrindavan to America.
It started with Prabhupada coming to the West about 40 years ago.
He's the one who came and got me from the West and gave me the information about this place called Vrindavan. And I came to visit in 1975. I came on a tour with many other people, and we came to Govardhan Hill.
He brought people back with him, and then a snowballing effect occurred.
What is this place? Why do they find it interesting?
While some people were circumambulating Govardhan Hill, Srila Prabhupada was circumambulating the planet Earth 11 times.
He asked all of us, his disciples, to take his books and sell them widely, which we did. We sold millions and millions of books. You know, almost all those books talked about how wonderful Vrindavan is as a spiritually uplifting place.
Perhaps this is one of the few instances, the only instances, where a great saint traveled all over the globe only for the sake of giving the message of Lord Krishna, the message of love for God. And thanks to his purity and his efforts, we find today there are thousands and thousands of people who now come here every year.
It was the first time in history that the Western world became aware that there even was such a place.
And indeed, even those who can't come here celebrate Govardhan Puja and other festivals connected to Lord Krishna in their own countries, in their own cities, and so on.
Every day, tens of thousands who walk around this hill are feeling something extraordinary. I like to think of it as a kind of electric current that runs around the hill. And everyone who walks around is connected to that current. Practically, everyone walks in their bare feet, which connects you to the earth. You feel the temperature, you feel the texture, which normally people miss. In everyday life, we miss the sunrise, we miss the sunset, we miss the texture of the earth. We miss all of these things due to being detached and aloof from the powers in the universe. And in this one place, people come together to actually experience the magic of Govardhan by walking around. And that current comes up through their feet and into their hearts. So I come here to experience, along with the millions of other pilgrims, this kind of magic that happens from walking around Govardhan Hill.
I keep hearing this word, magic. How would you define that magic?
What we experience through our intellect oftentimes doesn't quite satisfy the heart. But at Govardhan, people feel satisfied in heart. In fact, I noticed that many of the people who come here who do the Dandavat Parikram, which means that they fall down on the ground and then they get up and then they offer their respects again by falling down again on the ground. Very devotional but very austere kind of practice. Each one of those people, when I meet them on the path, feel completely satisfied. I never see anyone who's doing that who feels angry or exasperated or says, get out of my way. They all feel peaceful and they're blissful and happy.
Some people will bow down in one place 108 times before they move one body length. It takes them 5 years. I have seen one sadhu who's done 1,008. And he had a smile that went from one ear to the other. And his eyes were large as lotuses. And whenever I would see him, he would weep tears of joy.
I also meet one such rare soul, bowing 1,008 times before moving his body length forward, a lifelong vow. And with a smile.
नहीं पे चलने आज
कितना शीला?
1008.
The sadhu gently declines performing in front of the camera. Is he shy? Not so, only modest.
You see, if you think you're great, you have zero standing in Vrindavan.